Here we go. Buggy Live with me, Riccardo. Riccardo Freddolini. Yes, my lower test just passed. Okay, this is Buggy Live with me, Riccardo. And as always, when I'm here talking, we talk about foosball. When we can, we talk with guests, with special guests like we have tonight. It's just past midnight since 40 minutes now. No, more is almost, 47 minutes. So Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to everyone is listening now, but especially to our guest that I'm going to introduce you. Please welcome to Buggy Live, Cissi Whipple, the ambassador, the USA ambassador of foosball. How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, you still have to celebrate your New Year though.
Yeah, we have about 4.5 hours, but I can do it twice, once with Europe and once in the United States, so we're good.
Yeah, you can celebrate twice. Okay, so why I wanted you here, because you are, a great person in the panorama of the foosball, both, as a player and as the ambassador, as behind the scene, let's say. So yes, my first question would be, how did you come across this beautiful sport, and what did you achieve as a professional player?
I started at the Burger Shack in my hometown with the older kids, and then I met Scott Moreland, and then as I got older and my children grew up, I had to go to college, I played when I was in college, and then I started the pro tour in like 1998, and I worked with the Valley Tornado, traveling the country with Mike Simons, who unfortunately is on the Pardo Trophy, and of course the king of Texas foosball, Steve Murray. So that's when I started, and there was literally paper charts, 200 tables and 1,000 people. So
yeah, you you achieved quite a lot. And instead talking about, okay, what you're doing now, because this is, I think, the most important thing, because you cover a very important role being the ambassador. What did you do actually for your state? You from Corpus Christi, which is a city, a town in the state of Texas. So what was your big achievement for this state?
Well, I actually wrote a resolution to our legislation, and they tied my name to the sport, and they officially recognized table soccer as a sport in the state of Texas. So it's the first in the United States to be recognized as a sport, and professional athletes, which we are,
Yeah, we are. Yes. I think in the world, actually, I don't know if I ever heard the other countries.
There are other countries, but in my opinion, Team USA is the most elite team in the world, and I'm proud to be an alumni of that team. And they're still winning, and they're still growing, and our players are growing, and IFP is running the pro tour here, and they're doing a great job. And John O'Brien has picked up the children's program with the federation, and it was a lot of paperwork. I had to write, a letter to the Board of Education and get the curriculum passed, and I had to write a declaration to get us to be able to put it in schools. So it was a lot of work, but it's well worth it. And I'm still working with other state representatives as well, so other states in America will recognize it as a sport as well.
That's really interesting to know, because this is what I think me and other people would really love to introduce, maybe for kids as a program, as a sport, because this is very important, for kids to learn, how beautiful can be this sport and everything that goes around, friendship, yes, competitivity, but just not too much. As long as we are all friends and we enjoy the sport,
We call it Foos family. We're all Foos family from around the world. I spent a lot of time in Europe, and I worked on developing countries, and Fareed Lunis was always supportive with the ITSF when I developed Australia and Costa Rica and several others, and now this, and the United States. It's gonna be a long road, but it'll eventually get done. It's just it doesn't take overnight.
Yeah. I know. Like anything else, take overnight. We need to follow a certain path and keep being, stubborn in a good way. Never give up so easily. You know what I mean?
No, I never give up. Never.
Yeah.
I love foosball. It's my passion. It's my heart.
Yes.
I've been a part of it for almost 30 years. So I don't know what I would do. After I had to retire as a player, I was like, well, I can use my college degrees and dig in and do something with that on that side. And that's what I'm working with now.
Okay. And I know also that you cooperate with other players, other people in Asia, especially in India,
Yes.
Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah. Ashok Ashi started the Eagle Table Soccer Club, and I was in support of him from day one. I literally sent him the curriculum, and he started it in the schools, and it grew so fast, and now the Eagle Table Soccer Club has gone into Nepal. So I'm working with Umesh in Nepal as well, and it's great to see, how fast this sport is growing. But also John O'Brien in America has USA Foosball for Kids, and he's helping grow our sport, like with the children, so that we'll have competitors in the future,
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the program. I have the chance to talk with John O'Brien as well as with Ashok, which I sent a big wave with the hope to.
Yeah, hi Ashok.
Yeah, to talk with him as well.
All the kids in India.
Yeah, because I'm very curious to know how they live this sport. If it's growing the same as grown here, or maybe even faster. I don't know if they maybe they should organize more tournament, make it more catchier. I would say, you know what I mean.
Well, they just had their first ITSF tournament, international tournament in Nepal. And as far as growing, Eagle Table Soccer is growing in leaps and bounds. The USA, they're growing with children in leaps and bounds. I mean, we see more juniors at events now than we have in a long time.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to us. I can see behind you this legend Hall of Fames, and you are placed in the 2015. Huh? Tell us more about that. I'm curious.
I am in the class of, I am in the Hall of Fame of Texas Legends, and I was inducted in 2016 along with my former teammate Tony Friedman, Dusty Bambanek, Liz Hill, and Dennis Ori. That was the class I was inducted in with. And Hall of Fame is a privilege and an honor to be in with such great athletes. I mean, it's Tony Friedman. I've known him since he was young, but
we are talking the number one now.
Yeah. And then you have the king of Texas foosball, which is Steve Murray. So, yeah, and he runs the Texas State Championships, and without him, we would not be what we are in Texas today. And the two most popular regional tournaments are Texas State Championships and the Bardo Hearn, and then, of course, Colorado.
Yeah. That's why the first time I start to look, abroad from Italy about foosball, and especially in America, I saw many players, many tournaments, even in the golden age of foosball.
Oh, yeah.
That they were. It seemed to be the mecca, the mecca of foosball. This Texas, and I'm still never. I never had the chance to come over there, but I'm sure one day I'll find the time to come.
Please come. You would be more than welcome.
Yeah,
I know Jim Stevens would be really excited, and Jason Wicks with Bearded Wonders Foosball, he does a lot of the local tournaments around the country as well. but Jim Stevens is worldwide, and I know if you came over here, he would be 3 kinds of excited to have you here.
Oh yeah, we could try to commentate together, maybe one
That
match.
would be awesome. You would be with the best commentator in the world. If you were here, so.
Yeah, for sure. You guys in America are awesome when you do things. I must admit this, without talking bad about other countries, but I saw that when you believe in something, yes, as I said before, you go, stubborn, but in a good way, never give up. And this is something to congratulate with them, because
yes, we're definitely determined, and
determined, disciplined.
Yeah.
Yes, and
It's
Nina.
passion. It's the passion we have for our sport.
Yeah, you are driven by the passion. That's why
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you do it.
I agree.
Yeah, you succeed.
We try. Yeah, we try really hard.
So, talking about, we had before also a chat, and I'm very, very curious to ask you this, because maybe as the main, could be the main topic, to be a little bit focused on. Is this, what is a tournament? Is a memorial, something like, which is called the Bardo, if I'm not wrong?
It's the official name is the Bart O'Hearn Celebration of Life.
Okay, Celebration of Life. Okay, you can tell.
And it's unfortunately the creator and promoter Joe Kuntz passed away Thanksgiving Day, and it's been very sad for all of us here in America. But he named it after his best friend after he passed away and was gone too young. And so now we have the Bart O'Hearn Celebration of Life, and unfortunately Joe's name will now be on this trophy, as well as players from all around the world that are on the trophy. Damian Gavlin's name will be on there this year. I don't want to talk too much about it because I get emotional, but it's going to be July 31st to August the 2nd, and it's going to be in Austin, Texas, and it's on 35 at the Crown Plaza Hotel. We used to have it at a place on 6th Street, but we've outgrown it, which is a good thing because we're more successful now. And we have a new tournament director, with the blessing of Joe, before he passed, that has taken over, named Ben Kempner.
Okay. So
and
it seems like that this dedicated not to only one person, but whoever has played and unluckily passed away, you guys dedicate maybe the next tournament or something like that.
We have a trophy, and it unfortunately gets taller and taller every year because we've lost so many that we love, and it's all about celebrating their memories and the lives of our professional foosball players and from around the world, not just the USA. It's the only tournament in the world that has a memorial tournament for those that we love and lost.
Yeah, this is something also I will try to translate for our Italian crowd, because I think nowhere else they do a trophy like that. It's very important.
I think it is, not to forget, your alumni and where you came from and those that came before you and, those that we just lost to some tragic something, but we're doing fundraisers because this tournament is based on sponsorship and fundraising. And if you want to donate, you can go to the Bart O'Hearn Celebration on Facebook. It's Bart O'Hearn Celebration 2020. Okay. You can go to the Bart O'Hearn page on Facebook, and then you can donate through GoFundMe, which is Bart O'Hearn Celebration 2020 in GoFundMe.
Okay, this is something it's good also to remind to people if you want to do some, it's for a good cause, I mean, to let this soul still be alive, at least during the sport, and to be remembered.
Exactly. Like, they're never forgotten. But to celebrate their lives and have the stories, everyone talks to each other. And then on the tables, the actual tables they compete on, they have a picture and a name of the person on every single table. And pit table 1, I can guarantee you this year will be Joe Kuntz.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So now that we clarify a little bit what was all about this beautiful celebration or Turner Trophy, what are your plans for the future as an ambassador, or anyway as someone who works behind the scene of foosball?
Well, I will continue to work with the government and continue to make sure that, states do recognize their professional athletes that are in their states, and to recognize table soccer as a sport, because it is a sport. And once they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, they realize you can't spin the rods. It's not like just a game in a club somewhere. It's like a real sport. And we have so many players now that, Mary Moore with running the IFP Pro Tour, we've just had, player rise in competition. So I'm happy to see that happening.
Yeah,
And,
we need to let people understand that it's not a simple game. Okay, that was born maybe not was born, but people think, okay, I go to pub, I play this game. It's a bad associated. You know what I
they
mean?
don't realize there's a World Cup team from their country that represents them. Like I said, I'm an alumni from the World Cup team in America, along with several of those people I just mentioned, and that are on this banner behind me. And every country has a World Cup team, and they don't realize it. When they find out, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was so popular and so big. But it is, and it's like there's thousands of people at this tournament cheering in the stands for someone, it's someone. It's like a match over there, it's loud and.
Me too. No, the more I try, to dig into this world, to try to interview or reach people, I see that it's very, very populated of people.
Yeah.
We are a huge family. So that's why we need this need to be recognized as a sport sooner or later.
Yeah,
it would be better sooner.
I'm working on in America, but we got a lot of states and there's a lot going on. So it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm going to continue working on it, as long as I live and breathe. So.
Yes, for sure. We'll do, and you are doing already a great job about that. That's why I personally, and I think like me, other people who love foosball, for what you're doing, being the ambassador, for this big achievement to be recognized as a sport. So, okay, Cissi, I think everything was very, very nice, and I really love to talk to you. I don't know if you have maybe some advices to give to our listener, either Italian or European or anything.
As far as a player giving advice, practice makes perfect. I mean, you've got to practice. Learn from your alumni, learn from your elders. To the junior players, you could someday be the new, Federico Polignon or the new Tony Friedman, depending on where you come from. And, Sullivan Rue, and she's well on her way, and she's 16 years old. She won a world title in an open event when she was I think 15. And then you have Sam Dijon coming out of New York, who's only 11, and he's already an expert.
Really?
And,
wow.
Yeah, and then you got, the only two people I remember coming up through the ranks in America that quickly were Billy Pappas and Tony Friedman. So if you want to be a better player, practice, study tapes, watch events, watch foosball tapes. You can always learn, if you just want to, and the children are like sponges. They want to learn. I got a message from a child in India not long ago that says, I want to be the best foosball player in the world. And my reply was, practice. It makes perfect. Because he wants to be like the next Tony Friedman, but he's from India. And I was just like, gosh, it's humbling, and it's an honor, that they want to be that good. It just carries our passion on to the next generation.
Yeah, this is the goal they set. They took their own idol,
Yeah.
something, yeah. And what you said is more than right, because obviously two things: practice, 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 and especially never, never, ever give up.
No,
Today you lose, tomorrow you lose, day after you will win.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll win. And
Yeah.
once you figure out how to win and you learn strategically and get your mindset, then you just progress further in the sport. So, that's my advice as a player. As someone that works administratively behind the scenes, contact your local officials, contact your officials, get, your documents written up, do whatever they ask you to do, and hopefully other people will be able to get recognized as a sport as well. So I know that's what I'm doing in America.
Yes, yes. So, Cissi, thank you, really, thank you so much for these beautiful advices. And I think now is the moment for for the greetings, because I know you might be also busy for preparation for the new year, because here it's just past, but over there in 4.5 hours it will be New Year.
Yay! It'll be 2020. We'll be celebrating 2020.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to Fareed Lunas at ITSF. He's done a miraculous and marvelous job with putting the World Cup together and growing the sport all over the world, and always supporting me in my efforts. So with all that being said, there's nothing better than foosball.
I totally agree with you. Okay, with this last beautiful quotation, rise up and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, America.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone in the world.
Yeah, everyone in the world full of satisfaction in football for us, and I hope this world will go better and better at the point that they will be recognized as a sport.
May you be prosperous and blessed.
Yes, you too. Okay, Cissi. It was so happy. I was so happy, as well as the Buggy Live staff. We were so honored and happy to have you here. Hope to.
Well, I was honored that you asked me. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I hope to have you again soon, maybe with some good news about football in Asia, who knows, or somewhere else.
That would be great. I'll come back anytime you need me.
Okay, we'll keep in touch then.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year, and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay, ciao. Okay, back to us. This is Buggy Live. I just want to finish with a prosperous new year, beautiful new year. Is 2020 already here? Someone said there's the 0 year. I don't know what it means. That we start again, everything. What can I say? I was so pleased to have her, such a beautiful person. Everyone I interview someone, I learn a lot. I just started from my little town, talking about foosball. Few months ago, my thought was totally different. I thought about our style because it's a bit different, strong. But the more I know, the more I go in deep now. It's not like that. Practice, practice, practice. Because there's not only one style. There's not only one goal. But the main goal is to practice. Because practicing makes perfect. And this is the key. I know I might be repetitive, but this is the key. And never give up. So guys, thank you for being with us. There's nothing much I can say now other than wish you a pleasant night or day anywhere you are. Happy New Year from Buggy Live, from the staff, from Riccardo and the boss, Stefano. We wish you a nice continue of your day, night, whatever it is. Bye bye. See you next time.